Good day, everybody, and welcome to the Ammunation. I am your host, Craig Bragg. With me tonight is the highly caffeinated and indomitable Irving Twin. How are you, sir?
Living the dream. I miss that music, man. It feels like it's been a while since I heard that music.
Yeah, it has been a few weeks, hasn't it?
So good.
I not to critique. You look a little gray, like you have your camera's wearing sunglasses or something.
Well, there is this gray block on my screen over here, but
There's
that's
yeah.
not it.
So we're trying out a beta thing here in StreamYard that is it's like a live chat. So like a lot of streamers have that little chat floating up the side of their screen. Well, this is now something that StreamYard offers. It's in beta, so we decided we were going to include it. We don't have to include it, but if you're there watching and in the chat, please feel free to leave a comment. Just so we can see how it works first off, and also we like to interact with our audience. So what's new there, Mr. Twin? What's been going on?
Not much. Not in my life compared to the world.
Oh yeah, shit's happening in the world for sure. But as you've stated before, my joie de politique is just it's not there. So while I've been watching, I haven't really been paying attention. I know the big news, like the assassination of those two diplomats. That was a big deal. We can put that under Jews news later, but maybe we will.
I shouldn't be laughing. Well, I mean, look. Someone is writing Heil Hitler songs. Someone is executing Jews in the streets. None of them are fucking Nazis. That's what's fucking mind-blowing, isn't it? Isn't that the weirdest thing?
The next 6 minutes says, car with triangle tires, spinach. I don't know what this is referring to, but okay. Car with triangle tires, spinach. Maybe he's just trying out the chat. I don't know. Welcome, Six. Thanks for popping in. So the title of tonight's episode, We Can Be Heroes, is in relation to this game that I play tested last week. I don't know if we talked about it, did we?
Just a little bit, I think.
Oh, we did. Yeah. On your stream, called Four Color Concepts. It's my rules light superhero RPG, and I thought tonight, for a good chunk of the show, y'all can help me write out the next little segment, which is running the game. So I've written, basically the introduction or getting started, how to create characters, and playing the game, what the rules are that the players will need to read in order to know what they're doing. But I haven't written out what the game master is going to need to know and do when he's running the game. So we'll get into that. Maybe you guys can help me write that out, correct my grammar, that kind of shit. What else we got here? I didn't really make up any banners, but yeah, somebody's writing songs about Heil Hitler.
I don't get it. There is clearly a glitch in the simulation.
It's true. Yeah, it's Kanye, and you were saying last week that it's a little you hate to say it, but it's catchy.
I gotta stop myself humming it to still.
I've not even heard it. I've only read some of the lyrics, so maybe I should try and find it.
Yeah, it's pretty catchy. I don't know what to tell you.
What's it called?
I honestly don't know the name of it. If you just put Kanye song, I'm sure you'll find it.
Kanye West.
And I said that none of these people are Nazis, but there's a whole group of people who are going to say, yes, they are. They're all Nazis. Yes, they're Nazis. And you know what I realized? The left suffers from syllogistic reasoning.
Syllogistic reasoning? Explain that term to me, because I'm not familiar with it.
In their reason and logic study, they never got past syllogisms, which is basically step one. Syllogisms are thing A is true. Thing B is true. Therefore, thing C is true.
Oh, okay.
This is the way you explain logic and reason to children and retards.
Right, yeah.
Right? And you get them to 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, therefore 4 plus 2 is 6. right? You can sometimes they work, but mostly it's far too basic for anything useful because
especially
you realize
especially when you're talking about like things like higher concepts as historical figures and ideology.
it's a stepping stone to greater understanding of reason and logic, but they never left there. And the problem with never leaving syllogisms is you can basically make up true things,
Yeah,
right? Like, here we go. God is love. Love is blind. Therefore,
God
Ray
is blind.
Charles is God.
Ray Charles is God. You missed the God is blind, and when Ray Charles is like, yeah,
Okay, so
Ray
what
Charles
happens
is
is
God.
this is how they reason it. I don't like Nazis. I don't like Thing. Therefore, Thing is Nazis. That's how they've
Yes,
come to this conclusion.
that's
Every
right.
single thing is Nazis because they never got past syllogistic reasoning.
Right, it's true, and they've become so easily manipulated or ideologically possessed, as some people are fond of saying, that anything they don't like is indicative of Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
And because a person expresses a different worldview than them, and they know they are not Nazis, obviously the different worldview is Nazis, right? So if you're a Marxist, and a guy says, "Well, I don't like Marxism," well, obviously you're a Nazi then, because Marxism is the opposite is the dichotomy to Nazism. Or they call things fascist when they couldn't even define fascist. Anytime somebody says you're a fascist, all you have to do is say define fascism, and they can't. They come up with some vague idea which is a caricature of the United States, and that's all of a sudden fascism, right?
Fascism is when the police are mean. The meaner the police, the fascister it is.
That's right. The
Benito
fascist.
Mussolini.
It's more fascist. The fascister. You're fascister than he is. Yeah, that sounds like the kind of language. I know. I don't think you're a big fan of Charlie Kirk, or are you?
I mean, I know him. He's okay.
Yeah, I find it very interesting when he goes out to these college campuses and he talks to these students who get up to the mic all arrogant and educated, and fuck the 50 bread and turkey is sandwich. Exactly. Bread and turkey sandwich. And they get up there and like, well, I'm all educated and I know shit because my professor told me this shit. And then he just fucking schools them. And I'm like, yeah, this is the problem with higher education. It doesn't teach people how to think. It teaches
Mm,
what to think, right? It teaches them what to believe. Actually, it doesn't even teach them what to think. It teaches them what to believe. And
yeah.
sometimes it teaches them dialectic strategy in putting forward what it is they supposedly believe. They don't believe it, though. They're ideologically possessed. They're convinced that believing this way or thinking from this point of view, holding this ideology, is morally superior to all others. Therefore, I'm good because I know I'm not bad. So this must be the ideology I adopt. It's you're right. It's a syllogism.
Yeah.
Syllogism. Yeah, yeah. No, that's a good word for it. Thank you for expanding my lexicon because I wasn't sure what syllogism was. But that's a great bit
Well,
of
you'd
info.
also said that they learn like dialectic strategies, and it's
Right.
like how to argue in bad faith 101.
Oh, exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah, acting in bad faith, and we talked about that a little bit with regards to four color concepts. Uh, when you sit down to play an RPG with a game master and other players, everybody sits down and they have to be willing to agree to a willful suspension of disbelief, first and foremost. And then, secondly, they need to be acting in good faith. They can't be just thinking, I'm going to be a munchkin. I'm going to power game. I'm going to, take all the best abilities and I'm going to, grab all the best loot and I'm going to win the game, so to speak. You have to be thinking, okay, these four people have been thrust together in this situation for a reason. It's our job to figure out what that reason is, where the conflict lies, and how do we resolve it.
Mm-hmm.
But and I mean that translates to interactions in day to day life, right? Any situation you might find yourself in of a social nature, it's a it's a collaboration and it's a competition and it's you have to negotiate it, so to speak, with other people, right? Whether you're buying something at the store or you're just fucking opening a door for somebody. So yeah, it's just and the problem is, and this is the real problem I have with people who proclaim an identity and say respect my pronouns and respect my identity. No, 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 no. Your identity is not something you get to dictate. Your identity is a negotiation with the world around you. It's like saying, well, I'm not an asshole. Well, that's not really up to you. That's up to everybody else. You can say you're not an asshole, but if everybody else thinks you're an asshole, guess what? You're an asshole. Same goes for when you say I'm a woman. Well, no, you're not. If everyone around you sees your 5 o'clock shadow and the fact that you clearly don't have a female's phenotype, you're not a woman. And no matter how many times you say you are, no one is going to say yes, you are. Some people might just to humor you and to shut you up and get you out of their fucking space, but they don't mean it.
Tangentially. You know that idea about how if you go around all day and everyone you encounter is an asshole, it's like a fair chance you're the asshole.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's not true when I'm driving.
Well,
I've proven it to people. I've proven it to people.
Because you're not when you're driving, that level of interaction is very confined and defined to a specific situation. So are you a bad driver? I think would be the better question. If you drive around all day and you see nothing but bad drivers, chances are you're the bad driver.
Except with me, that's not true. I've literally
you drive in Toronto, so
it's hard, man. It is. It is.
We were driving to Toronto today. The wife and I went down to downtown. Right. We went and saw the live play, the theater. We went to the theater and saw.
How was it?
Saw Clue. It was actually very enjoyable, very funny.
Good.
There was the guy who's playing Mr. Green was like top-notch physical comedy actor. He did so much really, really entertaining stuff in terms of like tumbling and physical comedy. It was just, we were like, wow, this guy's amazing. Like Matrix style kind of fucking physical movements. It was really cool. But no, we had a good time. Then we went out to an Italian place called Figo, which is just up the road off of Adelaide, I think. Just north of Adelaide or on Adelaide. I don't know. Anyway, nice Italian restaurant. I had, I can't remember. It was some sort of veal and pork ragu in a long noodle that's like kind of thick and hollow. I don't know what that's called. You're in Italian.
Yeah, I forget.
Yeah. It's kind of like long beefaroni noodles. If you know your Chef Boyardee.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. If you know your Chef Boyardee, it's like long beefaroni noodles. And my buddy got the same thing. It was like, yeah, it reminds me of beefaroni. I'm like, yeah, except beefaroni tasted like it was fucking metallic. Beefaroni was the worst of the Chef Boyardee fucking meals because it, even after you heated it up, it tasted like it was still in the can. For me, it was all about the ravioli. I like Chef Boyardee ravioli, and I know it's not real traditional ravioli, but if I'm going to eat canned pasta, it's the ravioli.
Chef Boyardee.
Chef Boyardee. He's a real chef, you know.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. He changed the name for the cans. But, you know. Anyway, what are we talking about?
Driving.
Right.
Asshole.
And do you even live, bro? How was your gym experience this week?
I was kind of lazy this week.
Oh, really?
A little interrupted, and yeah, I did not go to the gym nearly as much as I wanted to.
Yeah,
so
I went 4 times this week, which is my normal.
Good.
But talking to my trainer earlier this week, Chevy, and we were talking about like what I've been doing is push pull, Monday, Tuesday, rest, legs, and then another push legs on Thursday, and then another push day on Friday. And I train with him on Mondays and Tuesdays. And when we were talking about it today, she's like, you should change it. If you're going to work out 4 days a week and have a midweek break, you should do upper body, lower body, break, upper body, lower body. because that's a 4-day cycle, whereas push-pull is a 6-day cycle. Push-pull legs, push-pull legs. I'm like, fair enough. He says, and you would normally rest after legs because you worked your body 3 days straight, right? I gotta say, man, I am so much happier going back to Movati. God damn. It's such a nice experience. I know I'm paying more money. I know, I'm kind of conflicted because we used to train at Pure Muscle and Fitness, but I used to be able to train there for free because I was training with Chevy. So Chevy had to pay for me to enter, but I could get in for free because he's a trainer who works there, right?
Right.
Well, they changed it because of like the business has changed, ownership has changed the business. So now I have to pay, he has to pay for me, and then he still pays his regular membership there. So neither one of us were super happy with that arrangement. So the first 2 days of our training this time around was there, and I just paid $20 to get in each day, which I'm like, this is bullshit because I just signed up with Movati and I can't afford my Movati membership plus $20 every time I come here. So we've switched to a place in Oakville, which you might like if you want to get out of Planet Fitness. And Oakville's not too far for you to come. It's called Iron 24. It's a 24-hour gym. You have access to everything any time of day via the app. You download the app and then you can unlock the door with your app.
Right. Right.
And it's $30 bi-weekly. So $60 a month gets you access to all these machines, all the weights. It's like, all the cardio equipment they have. They got stair steppers and of course, what do you call it? Treadmills. And they're getting more and more equipment all the time. But it's a great gym. All the equipment is brand new and it's top notch. Like it's really good, expensive equipment and in excellent repair. And I love training there, but I'm like, I can't justify having a membership of Movati and then paying to be there too. But the guy who owns the place, he's regularly there working out. And he asked me the other day, so how do you like the gym, Craig? And I'm like, I love it. This place would be great. And if I wasn't at Movati, I'd come here. But I just signed up with Movati and I'm kind of like, do I want to like cancel again and start coming here? I think I'm gonna stick with Movati, but yeah. Iron 24 is a good gym. It's in Oakville. I think he's planning on opening more locations, but this is his first sort of pilot location. And it's a really, really nice gym. Really nice.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, check it out.
It is a bit out of the way for me, though.
It is, yeah. It's out of the way for me too. It's like a 15-minute drive in the morning or in the evening. We got a few comments. What do we got here? We got the next 6 minutes saying, been drinking a pretty good coffee from an East Coast company called Cock Full of Nuts. No idea what the popular brands are in Canada. You're a bit of a coffee connoisseur. I drink fucking instant.
Yeah, no, I drink instant too. I've actually switched to the no-name brand instant because it's cheap.
It's good and cheap, yeah. And quite frankly, I can't taste the difference between instant and ground coffee. Chock
full, not cock full.
Chock full of nuts. Chock full of nuts. My wife's got one that she picked up. I think it's a Muskoka brand. It's got a picture of a loon on the bag, but she never uses it because she's got a Nespresso. She just keeps making shit from the pods. But that's okay. Yeah, I just drink, and I know you don't like this because it's a Nestle company. I just drink Nescafe ground coffee, like not ground coffee, instant coffee. But the reason I drink that is because we can get it at Costco for cheap. It's the only instant coffee they sell at Costco. So everything else is ground coffee. So that's why I drink it. Anyway, I can hear Pox roaring with laughter. I don't know why he'd be roaring with that because he said cock
full of nuts.
Cock full of nuts. Thinking dirty. Cock full of nut. It's like it didn't all come out, so it's just like in there.
Sin is stored in the balls. I don't know what to tell you.
Sin is stored in the piss is stored in the balls. I told my brother that meme. He's like, I don't think that's true, Greg. I'm like, it's a meme. Joke. Piss is stored in the balls. Shit is stored in the buttocks. I used to believe that when I was a little kid. I used to believe that your poop was in your buttocks.
Wow, why wouldn't you?
Because you see people with big fat asses and lumpy, and I'm like, oh wow, they must be like full of shit.
Must be dying.
They must be constipated as all hell. Yeah, Harry Cox added again. I don't know who this Harry Cox is. Who's Harry Cox?
The character from the movie he was talking about.
Oh yes. Apparently,
Harlan Williams plays him.
There's a. No, I was going to say Limp Bizkit. He probably loses his mind when I said that. There's a Insane Clown Posse movie called what's it called? I started watching a little bit of it at work the other day, by the way. This whole time the real Fed has been Craig Irv. Yeah, I'm the cop. I'm the cowardly cop in the fucking diner who hides when shit goes down at the cash register by the robber, the gorilla robber. Yeah, Harlan Williams. Apparently I look like Harlan Williams. I don't see it, but if I had fucking mutton chops, maybe. Because he has mutton chops in that. If I dress as a cop with horn-rimmed glasses, I'd look like Harlan Williams. Oh, we're getting messages from Adam Harold. Big money hustler. There it is. I'll play the scene. This is apparently me. Let's present.
We're gonna get a copyright strike.
No, we won't. I got to stop that screen first. Share screen. Oh, hold on. Let me pull it up before I go far. Big Money Hustlers is the name of the movie. It's a very low, but you can tell it's a very fucking low budget movie.
Some of the best ones are.
It's an Insane Clown Posse movie. Here we go. I'm going to go full screen just so you guys can see all the wonderful 720p or 480p fucking resolution. And I have to unmute this because there you're hearing me. Hold on. Is this unmuted now? There we go. All right, can you guys see this, or am I still sharing it, or no?
Oh, yeah, we're sharing.
Oh my goodness! I'm a donut owl! Woohoo! I hope you're not a mouse!
No!
Woohoo!
Everybody freeze in this motherfucker! I want some shit! I'm in an ape suit! That means I don't give a fuck!
So that's the ape robber. Ape Boy robs the donut hut is the name of this clip. And the guy running the donut hut, he's got a giant powdered donut on his hat. And apparently I look like Harlan Williams, the cop sitting next to the Insane Clown Posse character.
I want a motherfucking donut! I want a motherfucking bango! A motherfucking fango Rupert Flow, motherfucker! I'll peel your cat! Everybody else, hey, come here, motherfucker! Oh, good. Put that in the bag! Put it in the bag!
It's so fucking bad. And I have a feeling that when they were making this, they were just like saying, hey, just fucking run with it. You're a gorilla and you're robbing the donut hut. And so they just said, hey, fuck, we're just going to roll the cameras from different angles and you just do shit. And we'll make it funny.
Put the money in the bag! And I'm getting paid! Everybody sit there and shut the fuck up! I'm peeling caps like bananas, motherfucker! I don't give a fuck if you got ice cream. You better run your ass to the market.
So is he just robbing them for donuts, Pox, or is he getting the money too?
It looks that way, yeah. He's just getting the donuts.
What's the goddamn donuts? That's pretty funny. Craig in a trench coat walking around with a notepad, talking to witnesses. Docked an ass. Oh, did I show your name? No, I didn't.
No, you just said it out loud.
Oh, did I say his name? I didn't say Pox? Sorry, man. Ape Boy will peel caps like bananas, motherfucker. That's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Why are we still on Do You Even Live, bro? Hold on.
Sweet Christmas grumble cake. That's Ape Boy. That's one of Big Baby Sweet's dogs.
That's one of Big Baby Sweet's guys, I guess. Big Baby Sweet is the sort of the crime lord in Big Money Hustlers, I think.
How are we gonna get out of here?
Looky here. You can split if you want to run, or you can stay here and watch me take out this piece of shit bum. No. Hey.
So he's saying I'm a cowardly fucking cop. That's what Pox is saying. I'm a cowardly fucking cop.
Boy. Oh, shit. This could taste a whole lot better if you ain't getting wild for your cheddar.
It tastes a whole lot better if you didn't get robbed for your cheddar. Comedy gold.
It's terrible.
I couldn't watch the whole thing. I watched the very beginning where big baby fucking crime boss, whatever his name is. He's one of the members of the Insane Clown Posse. He plays like the crime boss. He's bitching out this lady. I need my money. I want my money. And it's like this sweet old lady, right? Cheddar makes everything better. It's true. Cheddar does make everything better. And he's yelling at her, I want my money, I just need more time. She's saying, give me the goddamn money, I'll give you got 24 hours, that kind of stuff. And then you find out at the end of the bit, it's his fucking mom. Say hi to dad for me. It's his fucking mom. Mick Foley is the final boss of the movie. I don't know who Mick Foley is. Is he a wrestler?
The wrestler. Yeah. Mankind.
Yeah, I was never into WWF.
The anti-Undertaker?
Still don't know.
No, wait. Kane was the anti-Undertaker. Dude Love?
Let me look him up. Oh, okay. He's got like he wears a mask.
When he's Mankind.
But otherwise he's got like one of those.
He's also Dude Love.
I don't know who Dude Love is.
Tie-dye. Peace Boy.
Okay, yeah. He's 59 years old. Well, he's 130 kilograms. What is that in pounds?
275, 280. Maybe bigger. £287, yeah. And he is one of the all-time greats in terms of technical skills.
There you go.
Yeah.
Never got into wrestling. I know some people who were big into it. Actually, a buddy of mine at work, he and his friends when they were young, and his brother used to do backyard wrestling. Remember backyard wrestling?
Oh, yeah.
Rick the Dragon Steamboat was more my era of wrestling. Same. Yeah, Rick the Dragon Steamboat was cool.
But also
Coco Beware.
Then there's good news for you guys because there's reason to draw you back in because one of the stars of the show these days is Rey Mysterio Jr.'s son.
Oh, no shit, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't get into it because I know it's all kayfabe. Or as we called it last week, kayfabe. It's kayfabe. Anyway. What were we talking about? We were talking about fitness. We started talking about driving. Oh, let's talk about Jews news. Hold on, though. Hold on. Where's my sound?
Oh, that's so disgusting. Oh my God, that's the worst thing I ever heard in my life.
All right, time for Jews news. So if you're not aware, there was an assassination earlier this week in Washington, D.C. A couple of Israeli diplomats were gunned down. It was outside of some sort of event. It was like some sort of like gala or fucking dinner or some sort of public event. And some dude goes and shoots them both dead. She starts crawling away. I didn't see all of this, but this is what was told. I guess a bunch of it was caught on camera. She starts crawling away like in her own fucking trail of blood, and he just continues to gun her down. Like he comes up to her, execution style. And then as he's being taken away by the cops, he's yelling, "Free! Free Palestine!" Thoughts on this most recent heinous act against some official Jews?
Fucking leftists. Like,
Hassan Piker's taken a lot of shit for this. It's apparently, he's a big online influencer who has been promoting Free Palestine. He's actually been calling not so many words for violence. He said at some point you got to go get guns. At some point you got to go get guns because eventually you're going to have to engage in violence. Like he's essentially calling for violence.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I don't know if this is going to mean anything. He's a big deal. Could he be brought up on something? Now, here's the thing. It's a trap because the minute he is brought up on something, people will start to, hold it up and say, see, Donald Trump is a fascist. He's arresting people for their speech, because the Trump administration has been going after, universities and stuff who allow foreign students to come there and protest and, engage in violent speech, for lack of a better term, against Israel. I don't know why that's so important to us, but
I mean, I know there's a huge contingent of, it's only when they're talking anti-Israel. It's like they're also talking anti-America.
Sure.
Right? Like it's death to America, death to Israel. You rarely see the two things.
No, I mean, here's the thing.
Separate from each other.
I guarantee you that people in Palestine, even your moderate Palestinian non-Hamas Arab or Palestinian, for lack of a better term, because Palestine, there's never been a country called Palestine, as the Jews like to say. They're all Muslims, as far as I know, and they will say that America is the great state. They work with Hamas and Hezbollah, or they are. I shouldn't say work with. They are, by and large, for the most part, sympathetic to Hamas and Hezbollah.
Yeah.
Thereby, they believe in Iran's sentiment that the United States, America, is the great Satan, right? I know Canada Man, routinely goes on X and says Islam is satanic. He's got he doesn't parse any words when it comes to Islam.
So it turns out, according to Christianity, that's actually true.
It is true, and from a Christian perspective, Islam is satanic, and Canada Man's made no bones about it. He's a full-on Christian, right? I think it comes to the fact that he's old, right? Back when he was around, you believed in God or you didn't. You believed in Jesus or you were a heathen. Anybody who didn't believe in Jesus was a heathen. So Pock says, thoughts? Well, it was only a matter of time. Well, this is it, right? The conflict's been going on long enough. The river to the sea garbage and whatnot. Oh, yeah, exactly. The conflict's been going on long enough. I quite frankly, if I were Israel, I'd say, you know what? Fuck it. We don't need the hostages and just turn the place into a glass parking lot. At some point, you go, we are never going to be at peace with these people. We have no expectation that they're going to release our hostages unharmed. What do we got to lose? Just fucking rocket the place until it's just glass. Kill everybody there. Civilians, Hamas, everybody there. The entire place, just scorched fucking earth. And then you don't have to worry about it. Now the people of the world will call you, fascist and, evil and terrorist yourselves. And that may very well be the case. But kind of like Russia, Israel just says, fuck it, we're going to exist at all costs, and we don't care what you say.
Fuck it, we ball.
Yeah. Well, someone was chiming on I think on YouTube earlier this week, it might have been on Redacted, how Russia is a nation that is thousands of years old and has endurance, will endure it all. And they are not going to be conquered. They are not going to be dissolved. They're not going to be destroyed. And so I think Israel, even though it's only been around since the 1940s, 1948, I think, they're of the same mind. This is our place, and we're not fucking leaving. So yeah, if I were Israel, that's what I'd do. I'd say I don't care. First off, they're satanic, every last one of them, because they don't believe in my faith. And second, this is our place, and we've been giving back and making concessions of this land since it was founded, concession after concession after concession. None of the neighboring countries want to have anything to do with the people here, give them refuge status, and it's just been going on long enough. This October 7th attack, for what it was worth, was the final fucking straw that broke the camel's back. We're doing it. We're just gonna not nuke, because you don't want them to fucking blow off nukes, because that just causes it. Just napalm, bunker buster, whatever they need to do, just level the area and kill every last Palestinian person there, every last Muslim Arab person living in the area. That's what I would do were I Israel. Put that in your fucking pipe and smoke it. But I'm not Israel, and I don't side with Palestine, and I don't really side with Israel, but I'm just like, what are they waiting for? Get this shit going, man. Get it over with. We're tired of fucking talking about it. Can somebody just do something?
Well, the thing is, when two sides vehemently believe that the other side is out to genocide them,
yeah,
both are right now. You can't, like, if these people are trying to genocide you and your people, anything you do to them is justifiable, including wiping them right off the map.
Exactly. Right? And that's where Hassan Piker gets in trouble, because he's not saying, if I were the leader of, the political head of the area of Palestine that is Gaza Strip or whatever, if I were in charge of that place, here's what I would do. He's saying, hey, you know what? If you side with Palestine, eventually you got to fucking pick up arms and take arms and go to war and kill people. Like, this is what he was saying, right? So I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Israelis should do this. I'm saying Israeli leadership, if it were me, I'd be inclined to. But then it's easy to play armchair fucking general, right?
They've even got video games for that.
Armchair generals?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm not big into real-time strategy.
Well, I love them.
I know you love them. How's your Cities game going?
Here and there. Like I said, I'm a starter. I start up the cities. And then it gets to a certain point, and I'm like, I'm bored.
I'm the same way. I get bored of games that, like, you know how many times I've started new Skyrim games?
Yeah.
I've probably got, I think there's limits to how much you can save, but I've got a ton of fucking saved Skyrim games.
But also, you're an altaholic, right? So you make new characters all the time. Yeah.
Well, I've never really tried like all the different races in Skyrim. I always stuck to a few core ones, like Nord, Khajiit.
Yeah, for sure.
I played Khajiit because I wanted to play the unarmed fighter.
Oh yeah.
Because if you get the pugilist's gloves and you're a Khajiit, you can like one-shot people with your fucking hands. It gets crazy when you get up high enough level. Anyway, let's stop with the Jews news. So what do you think of this here floating chat? I'd say if we had a lot more activity, it would be more interesting.
I realize on the actual live stream, it is right over my face. Somehow I'm backwards.
Yeah. You know what? We can turn it off.
No. Leave it on. I just had to do this. Now on our screen, it looks like this, but when we, in a moment, it should switch to correct on the stream.
If I were getting a ton of chats, I would keep it up, but we're not.
All right.
I don't care. I don't care. Anything else you want to talk about in terms of the Jews? Oh, those crazy Jews. You know what I think would be funny? I was thinking about this today. So you're friends with people of different ethnic backgrounds and different visible minorities. Let's say you're a white guy and you're friends with. There was a time where you could call your black friend the N-word, and it was like, and it wasn't like seen as like verboten, and it's a hangable offense. And you can even say things about like back in the 50s and 60s. Polish people would call Italian people the worst fucking names, and back and forth, right? They call them dirty fucking wops and dagos and Polacks and fucking krauts. They do it all. Like, they didn't care. It was part of like camaraderie. And I'm just thinking, imagine doing that with a Jewish friend back in the day. You fucking sneaky Jew, you fucking money grubbing Jew. If you said that to your Jewish friend, do you think it would go over the same way?
Depends. Are you in the mob and doing crime with this Jew? If you're not, then it's not going to go over well.
No, I mean, okay, so do you ever see El Camino?
But if you the Breaking Bad follow-up?
No, not El Camino. Fucking Gran Torino. Shit. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
You saw Gran
Yeah,
Torino with Clint Eastwood. He goes in that barber shop. He goes in that barber shop or some sort of shop. He starts talking to his friend, and they're just fucking ripping back and forth on each other's ethnicity.
Yeah.
Right? That's how people used to talk to each other. But do you think it was ever appropriate for two people, one of whom happens to be a Jew, for the Gentile to say, like, you fucking dirty scheming Jew? You know, just as regular people, not mob people.
Are you trying to say you think Jews have never been cool?
I'm not saying. I'm asking. Was there ever a time where Jews were like had a sense of humor about themselves?
Probably not.
You know, there's always going to be another Shoah. Oh my God!
No, only
if it's another Shoah.
Only if they were part of the crime syndicate as like an ancillary to the Italian mob, then they would just take it. Because what choice do you have?
The mob always hired a Jews as accountants, didn't they? And lawyers.
Accountants, lawyers, yeah.
Anybody with like a what do you call it? Needed a collegiate credentials kind of thing. Yeah. Anyway, I was just curious if a Gran Torino situation could have taken place with a couple of old timer, Gentile Jew situation. Because here's the thing: when you look at Jewish, let's put it back up. Put the Jews news back up because we're still talking about it. When you look at Jewish comedians back in the 80s and 90s, all they joked about was being Jewish. It was a big fucking joke. They talked about like all the stereotypes about being Jewish. We got a couple more comments. That's not a wrong statement. What, the river to the sea, or what I was talking about?
Or maybe the thing that Jews have never been cool.
maybe that's what he means. Yeah, could be. Anyway, I was just curious. I was thinking about it. Like a couple of guys just fucking joking around with one another. The Gentile tells the Jew, "You fucking scheming son of a bitch. You're fucking people. Oh my God." And then he turns around and calls him a dirty Polak or some shit like that. Yeah. Anyway. Off with the Jews news. All right. What should we move on to now? Nobody makes games anymore. There was one cool Jew, and other Jews let the Romans put him on a cross.
Yeah.
That's true. You're not wrong. We're gonna work a little bit. I hope you guys can help me out here. We're gonna work a little bit on my game, 4 Color Concepts. So if you would be also kind as to help a brother out. We'll start with the title page. So here, as you can see, make sure the whole thing's showing. Yeah, it looks like it is. So 4 Color Concepts, and there's the cover art, for lack of a better word. A game by Craig Bragg. That's me. I'm the one who made this game. And here's how it reads. 4 Color. I think have we read through this before?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's skip that. So I've got like a brief introduction telling what 4 Color Concepts is, getting started, what you need to play, that kind of shit, creating characters, and then a step-by-step on the different sections of the character sheet. And then playing 4 Color Concepts, how the basic mechanics work, which is all pertinent information for everybody, but most pertinent to the player, right? And then a brief breakdown of like what a DC might be and why. So did we go over this? I can't remember or not, if I did or not.
We did not. I've not seen this chart, but this is good.
Okay, so basically you start, everything's going to be at least an 11 on a D20. The fact you've got pool dice and bonuses based on your powers and other things you've written on your sheet, 11's pretty easy to reach. So that's easy. That's if anytime you're just fighting a regular mook like a fucking purse snatcher or someone holding up a convenience store, you're shooting for you're trying to hit 11 in order to fight it. And that's considered easy difficulty. Not so easy, 12 or 13. So if you have to try and use a backhoe and you've never used a backhoe before, that'd be like a 12 or 13. Or you're trying to calm like an angry mob, that would be a 12 or 13. Getting info for a cop would be easy. Calming an angry mob would be not so easy. Going up from there, 14 would be considered challenging. That would be fighting a lieutenant with advanced tech or abilities. So not the mook, but the mook's boss, who happens to be the one holding the fucking powerful submachine gun or the 44 Magnum or, even a high-tech shit. Or maybe he's really good at martial arts. That would be considered a 14. He's a guy who's not supposed to go down so easy, basically. Or convincing a government official to give access to a top-secret facility. That'd be considered challenging. You are a superhero, after all, so depending on the situation, you might be able to do that. It's not going to be super terrible or super difficult, but it's not going to be a walk in the park, so to speak. And then 15 plus would be considered difficult. So it's 15 plus. I'm not going to go all the way up to 21. Basically, this runs the gamut from fighting a superpowered villain, communicating with an extraterrestrial, trying to figure out how a spaceship works, cracking, 12 level encryption kind of thing on a computer. Really, really tough stuff, right? That's going to be up to the GM to decide just how tough is it. Does he want the players to have to spend pool dice in order to accomplish this task? As a way to sort of exhaust their resilience for the fight at the end. That might be something where you say, yeah, it's a 12th level encryption, security door, too big for you to break through. And it seems to be resistant to any of your powers regarding transformation or changing its atomic structure.
I've got one.
Sorry?
I've got one.
Sure.
Catching and deactivating an ICBM mid-flight.
That'd be like...
That's multiple 15 plus rolls.
Yeah, that's probably... or you'd say that's going to be a 21. So you got to roll a 20 and have at least a +1 in your flight power or your super strength power or whatever it is you've written down on your sheet. Telekinesis. You want to telekinesis an incoming ICBM out of the sky and change its course to go fucking out into the atmosphere? Sure. So, as it says here, the above list isn't exhaustive, but simply a guide for both players and the game master. The difficulties might seem low considering the bonuses and pool dice players have at their disposal, but keep in mind that the bad guys will have similar targets when dealing with the heroes. So if someone's fighting a superhero, I consider a superhero to be on par with a supervillain. So when I'm rolling to fight a superhero, I'm going to need at least 15 plus. And I'm going to hope that the players have used some of their pool dice, because then they belong to me. Once they use them, I get them. And then speaking of pool dice, the dice pool. And that explains the dice pool, which I did already in the last time we did it. And so this is where we've sort of stopped. These are the basic rules and how the dice pool works. I want to move on to the section of running 4-color concepts. So maybe you guys can help me with that. First we'll go bold, running 4cc. Hold off. All right. What points do we want to touch on when we're running 4cc? I want to touch on.
I've never been good at this.
Beware of munchkins. You say I better be good at this? You say I bet I'd be good at this, or I don't think I'm good at this?
No, I've never been good at running a campaign.
Oh, okay, but you know what to think of when you are running a campaign. What things you would need to know. If you want, okay, well that's actually perfect. You don't really run campaigns, or you don't feel confident running campaigns. What would make your life easier if you were to run a game? What would make all the difference in terms of how effective you think it'd be at running games to include in those rules?
Geez, I don't even know. Like, I know so little about it. I'm so not good at it. I don't even know what questions to ask here.
So you don't know what you don't know, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Audience, can you help the fellow out? We're trying to think. Don't overplan. That's a good one. Yeah. So let's put that in there.
So I'll tell you what, as a guy who's not good at it, over planning is my go-to, right?
And that's why it becomes so overwhelming, because you feel like, shit, I got to make sure I include all this. Don't over prepare. Yeah, you know what? I'm a big proponent, Pox, of the lazy dungeon master's philosophy. I routinely do not prepare much. I have a basic. That should be a hyphenated word, I guess. Don't over prepare, maybe hyphen, or is it going to give me a? That's good. When I'm running games, I have a general idea. I have an idea of who the bad guys are going to be, like who the big boss is going to be, or who the main challenge is going to be in the scenario, and their abilities. But everything else is fly by the seat of my fucking pants. Like, you know that one that I took you guys through when we were playing what do you call it? Elf Camino, and you stopped in that town and you were worried about staying there overnight.
Yeah.
That whole, like, I have that adventure already like mapped out, but only in here.
Right.
I may have written notes down at some point just to get my thoughts organized, but I didn't have notes to refer to. I knew what was going to happen in that town in here. I knew what the people were like and why they were motivated the way they were. And I knew what the big bad was in that town. And that's it. And that's how I run into it. And then when it comes down to like setting target numbers, I basically decide on the fly. Like, I might even decide to make it hard if the players have been rolling particularly well this session. Or I might make it particularly simple if they've been having a run of bad luck. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to make it a DC 13 for you to figure this shit out, or for you to hit that guy, or for you to, whatever. It's DC 13. Actually, one of the things I do, I make it as a rule when I'm running Deathbringer, and I'm probably going to do that here, is basically any scene that your players are in and they're going to have to start rolling dice to do something, make a set DC. You can, and you should tell the players what it is. This area here, this scene where you're fighting the giant robot down in the middle of Midtown, the DC for everything you're going to do here is 14. That means to hit the guy, DC 14. That means to try and break something to fight him with, DC 14. Everything you're going to do is DC 14. Interacting with the cop to redirect the foot traffic away from the fighting area, DC 14. And that way they don't have to wonder about it. They're not like, oh no, am I going to do it? And they have an idea of what they need to spend in order to get it done too. It just makes things so simple. Make the players roll for so since it's comic-based, thinking issues. Yeah, I think so too. Normally when you that's a good point. I'm going to write that down. Normally when you doing a game, like a session, think in terms of issues for game sessions. Yeah. So you basically you're doing a little mini 3-act play, right? They're gonna and I always consider what I was taught when I was in like college for like filmmaking and stuff like that. Any story is gonna have a plot point, and then a second plot point, and then a conclusion. And the way it was explained to me was the scene is going to play out like any other ordinary day until plot point. Something happens that changes today into something out of the ordinary to make it a story worth telling, right? So in the case of a superhero story, you're all flying around patrolling the city. It's a regular Tuesday. Crime is not very busy because the weather's cold or whatever. It's not a lot of crime because the weather's cold. Even the bad guys need to stay indoors on a night like tonight. And then all of a sudden, you feel a buzzing in you hear a buzzing in your ears, and a disembodied voice says, "Your doom is at hand." And dang, boom, that's the plot point. By the middle of the issue, they figured out why their doom is at hand. And the second plot point is when there's a twist, something happens that leads them to their conclusion, whether it be good or bad. So game sessions have to go that way too, because it needs to be a story, right? It's fine if you're doing like a D&D game and you're doing a dungeon crawl, or not a dungeon crawl, a hex crawl, where you're leaving an open world to the players, say, oh, we want to go this direction and go to the Misty Mountains or whatever, right? Well, then you can just roll fucking random encounters and have them fight shit along the way. And, oh, we've been playing for 3 hours, let's end it here. That's not the same thing as doing like a narrative type of RPG.
Yeah.
And in the case of a comic book or superhero-based RPG, it necessarily, because it's a visual format, needs to be like a play. It needs to be narrative in that sense. Sorry.
That's okay.
Make the players roll for no reason. I don't like to do that. I like to give a reason for rolling. Incorporate the player's backstories. Yeah, that's something in terms of planning. Like, there's a reason why the character sheet includes things like nobody knows my secret, and it would spell disaster, and my powers are a result of. These all lend some background into your character that the game master can use. I do think that game masters should choose the weaknesses of their players, especially if you're worried about a munchkin at your table. You know what a munchkin?
No. This is a term.
Yeah. So a munchkin is your quintessential power gamer, the one who wants all the cool shit. He wants all the best weapons. He's constantly looking for an edge. He min-maxes so that his character is the most effective at winning the game. For them, RPGs are not a matter of us sitting down and having a collaborative adventure together. Their imagination is, I want to be able to defeat everything I come across. So in the case of a superhero munchkin, that's somebody who's going to give themselves godlike powers. In that case, if they're going to do something like that, then you as the GM, because you can sit down, let's say you're playing with people who, all you've ever played is D&D. And when they play D&D, they understand the rules and they understand the social contract of a D&D game. All of a sudden you said, write down what superpowers you want, and that's going to be your character. Well, now they're like a kid in a fucking candy store. They're like, playing a paladin who just said, yeah, write down a +5 Holy Avenger on your character sheet, right? So some people will just go, fuck, I'm going to go hog wild. I'm going to make myself Thanos, right? Well, if that's the kind of situation you find yourself in, then you as the GM say, I like your character, but your allergy to peanuts is too fucking weak of a weakness. I'm going to give you a much more harsher weakness.
But I'm deathly allergic. Deathly.
Yeah, but you're also the power of Thanos, so you can change reality and make yourself not deathly allergic.
I don't know. The nut allergy worked in The Boys, right? Like,
who had the nut allergy?
Batman, but not Batman.
Oh, Batman. Black Noir?
Yeah, that's the one.
Black Noir, yeah. I'm against giving the GM that power only because even if the player picks a tarred weakness, there are ways to make them regret it. Case in point, when I play tested this, I told you about the young guy, right?
A little bit, yeah.
So the young guy, he really showed his colors. Nice kid, right? Really. He's in his 20s, but he's a very young 20. I think he's 21, but he's a very young 21. And so he didn't have solid motivations for his character, but he thought when I started talking about my inspirations for the game and I mentioned Invincible, he's a big Invincible fan. So immediately his mind went to be, I want to be Omni-Man, and he's just going to be crazy powerful, and he's going to be able to control matter. So he can just snap his fingers and shit changes its atomic structure. And I'm like, okay. But his weakness was he becomes powerless if anybody ever says his true name. And I don't know why he chose that, but his true name was Davin, heir to the crown. So he was an alien from another planet. and he was the heir to like the fucking crown on that planet. But the planet was destroyed, and the bomb that got used to destroy the planet, its side effect, he survived, but it gave him powers. So now whenever he hears his name, he becomes powerless. Makes no sense at all, but that was his weakness. So I used it against him because for the first little bit, he was just taking the piss. He was trolling me. Every time he had an opportunity, he snapped his fingers to make fucking cop cars disappear. He wanted to turn people inside out or turn them into dust or whatever. And I'm like, you're not fucking doing that. Anyway, so eventually I said, okay. The one guy they needed to go to get information said his name. He's like, because he's like a magic guy and he's got access to like fucking knowledge beyond, normal men. So he says his name and depowers him. And he got all bent out of shape. I'm like, it's your weakness. I'm going to fucking exploit it. Don't get so pissy. You're absolutely right. So Pox, you're absolutely right. Yes, there are ways around a munchkin. But there's also, like I said, it's like a dance. It's a give and take, and it's a collaboration. And there's sort of like a social contract when you're sitting down and making a character for a game of this nature. You want to make sure that everybody's characters and concepts sort of jive and they make sense, right?
I've got the greatest combo: power and weakness.
What's that?
Okay. The power is if I make eye contact with somebody and point at them and say "booyah," they orgasm.
Booyah. What's your weakness?
Literally every other person can do it to me.
We fucked up weakness. You'd never want to use your power because it'd end up being used against you.
Well, it's like who's got the quickest draw. You got to make eye contact and then be booyah.
Wear sunglasses and keep your fucking head down the entire time. That's funny. So yeah, those are some good thoughts. Think in terms of issues for game sessions. And you know what's great about that idea too? Top Keck says Pox. Thinking in terms of issues, normally a story arc in a comic book series is going to be about 6 issues long. And so in terms of like running a story or a storyline, unless you're doing a one-shot, like I did a one-shot for these guys because it was just a playtest. But if you're going to do a story, it's going to be 6 issues, so that's 6 sessions. And it's at about that time, after that 6 issue or 6 game session time frame, that you're going to want to help the players advance a little bit. Because normally, when there's a storyline event in a Spider-Man comic or a Venom comic or whatever, it's a 6-issue self-contained story, and by the end of it, the hero has changed. Something has changed. It doesn't just go back to normal. They've learned something. They've suffered some loss. They've had some great triumph. Something has changed. So I think after each graphic novel or trade paperback or collection or story arc that you complete as a game master, you should be basically gifting your heroes with something related to the events that happened of those 6 events, those 6 sessions. So they've learned something. They suffered an injury and now they're scarred for life. Or they've developed a phobia based on something that happened to them. There should be something to catapult that character forward. And if they've done really well in terms of playing their character correctly, making smart choices, it should be something boonful. It should be something good. If they've been a complete fuck up the entire time, not because they rolled poorly, but simply decisions they made or not getting into character or, bringing the table down for some reason or trying to derail shit, then the after 6 issue result of that will be something that fucks with them. They've ruined a relationship with somebody and now it'll never be the same. They've developed a limp because of the injury they suffered when they tried that stupid move back in session 3. This is how I think you should run it in terms of long-term campaign. See if you do. And the cool thing about doing it in terms of issues is if you do a 6-issue story arc, by then you're going to know if this is something you want to keep going with for another 6 issues. Or does the book get canceled, right? Or maybe the players are like, I'm kind of bored with playing Slicer Beetle. I want to make a new character. I want to make a chick, and I want her to be telekinetic and telepathic, and she looks like a butterfly.
Put a chick in it and make her gay.
Yeah, if you want to, you know what I mean? Like, because as an alcoholic, I want to be fucking making characters all the time. As a matter of fact, what I've been doing a lot is I have the character sheet prompts written in a little note, and every day at work, if I'm bored, I'll go on to Hey Pi, and I'll go, Hey Pi, let's create a superhero, and then I'll give it the prompts, and it'll create a superhero. And a lot of times they're really well thought out superheroes. I'm like, that's actually really cool. I like that.
Have you saved any of them?
No.
Yeah, you should screenshot them.
You know what? Why don't we do one right now?
Well, while you're pulling up Hey Pi, I just got to say I'm having trouble not thinking about the John Woo style bullet time action sequence in the bar, right? With but it's all finger guns and guys yelling "booyah!" And at the end of the scene, he's standing there with his trench coat billowing, and everyone's holding onto their crotches.
Your compelled coming game, compelled coming superhero. Okay.
Right. The slow-mo, eyes closing just in time as the guy yells "booyah!" and then reopening and "booyah!" Like an entire comedy film, parody film. The rest of it being terrible would be worth it to watch to see that scene.
Okay, so I got to write out these prompts.
You don't have a file that you just saved the prompts so you can just
No, on my work computer I have, but not on this one. Let me see. Oh fuck, I don't want Word. Fuck off. I didn't mean to do that. One second. New doc.
And I guess Hey Pi doesn't remember you, really.
No, Hey Pi remembers me all the time.
Yeah, but if you say, hey, remember that game I told you about? Write a new character right now. That wouldn't be enough.
All I have to say is, let's make a 4cc superhero.
So do that.
Well, oh, you know what? Let's see if it remembers the prompts. Yeah, let's see if it remembers them, because I've done it like a dozen times.
Awesome. Let's do this. Creating new superheroes is always a blast. What kind of character do you have in mind for our newest 4cc hero? Should they have a specific power or perhaps a unique backstory or origin?
I don't think it remembers, because if it did, it would just go boom, 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 boom. So let me just write up the questions real quick.
Well, on the other hand, you said, let's make a superhero. You didn't say, make me a superhero.
That's true.
I don't like that two things on a computer can't access the microphone at once.
What do you mean?
Like the way your microphone is hooked up to StreamYard, so you can't talk directly to Hey Pi.
No, but you know what? I don't think Hey Pi has microphone enabled, like voice recognition enabled.
Oh, I thought you did.
I don't think it does. It might, but anyway. How are the results?
You overcame your clown PTSD, so your weak power gets +1.
Right. That would be one of those advancements that the character made. You overcame your weakness, so to speak. I'm most well known for. Sorry, guys. This is taking a few minutes. And it's spelled disaster. If the bad guys learned. All right, where are you, Pi? Okay, we're still on here, right? Using these prompts. Uno momento.
You know, I've never considered myself to be a particularly skilled typist, but then I see the way your letters come up across the bar, and I'm like, holy crap, you're bad at
I
this.
know, I'm not a good typer.
And there's this kid at work where he only uses these two fingers on each hand, so his pinkies and ring fingers are way up, and every clack of a key is like he's trying to punch the desk underneath the keyboard, and he's moving really, 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 really fast, and then he hits the backspace over and over and over again, and then he does it again, and he has the backspace over and over again.
Right, let's see what Pi comes up with.
Let's dive into creating a fantastic new superhero for 4cc. 1, they call me Timebender 2.
She doesn't do well.
But behind the mask, I'm Charlotte, a dedicated scientist who's uncovered the secret to time manipulation. 3, nobody knows my secret, but my partner, Alex, who is also a scientist and helps me maintain the delicate balance of my newfound powers. 4, my powers are a result of a lab accident that granted me control over the fabric of time itself. Why 5, I'm most well known for swiftly dispatching villains by manipulating time to outmaneuver them. 6, but I can also travel through time, allowing me to correct past mistakes and prevent future disasters. 7, and 8, I'm working on perfecting my time manipulation technology to further enhance my powers. 8, it would spell disaster if the bad guys learned the full extent of my abilities, as they could exploit my powers to alter history for their own nefarious purposes, introducing Timebender, a formidable new hero who harnesses the power of time itself to protect the world from evil.
So not bad, eh? Like
Decent.
it understands the context of superheroes. It understands making a character that follows a certain theme. It's not just a bunch of random shit.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm pretty impressed with it. It's come up with some good stuff. Timebender is not bad. And you know what? It's interesting the way the AI chose for part 7, and I'm working on perfecting my time manipulation technology to further enhance my powers. So that particular box would give a +1. So that means anytime she's trying to improve her shit, she gets a +1 bonus. Really smart. It's not devoted to a power, but it's devoted to a goal of hers, which is really smart.
But tell her the name Timebender sucks. Try again.
I don't want to be mean.
Okay, tell her it's great, but Timebender could be reworked. We want something else. But the name needs work.
Sure thing. Let's brainstorm some alternative names for our time-manipulating hero. 1, Chronomancer 2, Tempest. 3, the Quantum 4, Tachyon 5, Timestream 6, Paradox 7, the Chrononaut. 8, Hourglass.
I like
any of these names catch your eye for our 4cc superhero?
I like Tachyon, and Hourglass is not bad because it puts an analog spin on what is a very digital subatomic idea.
Yeah.
Both Tachyon and Hourglass are great names for a time-themed superhero. They each have their own unique charm and connotations. Tachyon Sar. This name draws on the concept of tachyons, hypothetical particles that always travel faster than the speed of light and can potentially move backward in time. It emphasizes the hero's connection to the scientific aspects of time manipulation. Hourglass. An hourglass is a classic symbol of time passing and serves as a visual representation of our hero's powers. The name also carries a sense of urgency and finality, suggesting that time is always running out for the villains they face. Which of these two names do you think best suits our 4cc superhero?
I think Tachyon. I think if it was like, if it was like a Golden Age character who had time manipulation powers, Hourglass would make sense. As a matter of fact, it reminds me of Hourman. Do you remember the character Hourman in the Justice Society?
No, actually.
Hourman had a special formula that he would take, and it would give him super strength and other powers for an hour. So he had to take this drug in order to get his powers. Cool. And his symbol was an hourglass.
Great choice. Tachyon is a dynamic name that captures the essence of our time manipulating hero. It's both scientific and exciting, hinting at the hero's incredible abilities. Imagine the awe and fear Tachyon would inspire as they swoop in to save the day, manipulating time itself to outsmart and defeat the bad guys. It's a name that truly commands attention and respect.
Fox says these names are LGBTQ.
Why are they LGBTQ?
Tachyon's
a great name. I don't think it's a bad name.
I mean, 2 out of 10 though. That was really
yeah. Hourglass is good too. You know what? I'm gonna do another thing too. We're just gonna, folks. We're just spending time on the fucking 4-color concepts, and I don't care.
Ask it for more of an agility based character.
Hold on a second.
Or did you close it?
No, I didn't close it. I just stopped sharing it. I'll share again. 1 second.
Great choice. Tachyon is a dynamic.
Great choice. Tachyon is a dynamic.
Okay, 1 second. Using the same format, create an agility-based hero. Akin to, maybe not akin to, inspired by Spider-Man. Daredevil. Who else is a really agile superhero?
Deadpool, technically.
Yeah, would you consider him agile, or you just fucking can't die? So,
well, he's incredibly agile. He's actually the only character to have ever been ranked higher in agility and flexibility than Spider-Man in the Marvel universe.
Oh, it's because his body can do so much crazy shit because he can just be yeah.
I mean, Batman is also agility but stealth, right?
Yeah.
Which also means TMNT.
All right. Using the same format, create an agility-based hero inspired by Spider-Man, Daredevil, Deadpool, Batman, TMNT, etc. Oh, let me turn on her voice because I like hearing it.
All right, let's create an agile hero that would make Spider-Man, Daredevil, Deadpool, Batman, and the TMNT proud. 1, they call me all quick shift. 2, but behind the mask, I'm a writer of former parkour enthusiast turned crime fighter. 3, nobody knows my secret, but my mentor, a retired vigilante who taught me everything I know. 4, my abilities are a result of years of intense training and a natural affinity for agility and quick reflexes. 5, I'm most well known for darting around the city with incredible speed and precision, taking down criminals before they even know what hit them. 6, but I can also sense imminent danger and react with lightning-fast reflexes.
Oh, so they
7,
got 6 cents.
And my suit is equipped with gadgets that enhance my agility and mobility.
Oh, that's cool.
8, it would spell disaster if the bad guys learned. The location of my secret hideout where I store my high-tech equipment and plan my missions introducing quick shift. an agile and nimble hero who uses their extraordinary reflexes and lightning-fast moves to protect the city from crime.
It's not
We
bad.
might have been both too broad and too specific because she basically just stole a little bit of each of the characters we listed and put them together.
Yeah. It got Spider-Man's sixth sense, his spider sense, right? His Peter Tingle. And the gadgets, the suit, that kind of stuff, right?
Oh yeah, the mentor that's
Retired vigilante. Who taught
yeah,
me everything I know. That's
Daredevil.
Daredevil with Stick, yeah. Did you watch the Daredevil Netflix series?
The first couple of seasons, yeah.
Yeah. I just rewatched all the seasons. Season 3 is actually better than I remember. Because when I was watching season 3, I got kind of bored because a lot of it was just, oh, fuck, it's a bunch of ninja shit. But I know that's such a big part of the Daredevil character, but I just got kind of bored with it. And then I rewatched, I'm like, okay, no, this is actually really good. This was a really good season/series. And then the most recent, the Daredevil Born Again or Reborn, Born Again. It's really good too. It's really good. The first part, it's like season 1 of Born Again. They're going to conclude it in the next season, I believe.
I'll look into it because that first season is worth rewatching just for the hallway fight scene.
Yes, and they have one in every season.
A fight scene like that,
in a hallway or a stairwell or something.
but the long shot.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, but if you pay attention, they cheat.
Do they? Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not like what's his name there, Ong-Bak.
Ong-Bak?
Yeah, you don't remember Ong-Bak? What was the guy's name? The little.
Oh yeah, I think I do. I think I do.
Yeah, but in the Protector, there's like a 5 straight minute scene in a pagoda.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like you're going up the stairs and over the side, and yeah, it's.
You see
Who's
this?
this?
This is a character I made on Hero Forge when I was bored called Gold Shadow. It's pretty good, eh? The fact that you have this available to you in Hero Forge, I'm kind of a fan.
And what are his powers, or did you just want to?
Well, I just decided I wanted to design. I'm thinking he's a mysterious sort of stealth-based hero, but his suit is armored. So like he's shiny, right? But he has some sort of ability to like make himself invisible, kind of like the Shadow. Like maybe he obfuscates people. He convinces them that he's not actually there, and then he makes himself appear. You know what I mean? No, you don't like that?
Well, just looking at him, and you've got all the gold on him, and I immediately go to Warhammer and Balthazar Gelt. He's the Metal Mancer.
Oh, Metal Mancer. That's actually really
Right.
good.
So
but why
all
the
that
hood?
gold,
Why the hood?
because he's disfigured.
Okay.
So he wears the mask and the hood, right? Because all his metal man, like he had an unfortunate smelting accident.
There you go.
Right. But see, he wears the gold because he can turn the gold to glitters, right? So he's not invisible, but it's this blast of bright light that blinds everybody and obscures him, right?
Right.
For a short period of time. Yeah, like if you're wearing body armor, he can basically like get it to start melting while
that's
like
cool.
on you. Yeah.
You know what? I like that. That's a cool hero too. A guy who can manipulate metals. That's pretty cool.
Not to be confused with just plain old magnetism, because there's no magnetism involved. He can't lift up your metal. He just like does shit to it.
Yeah. So he can change its composition. He's like an alchemist. He can transmute your fucking metals. Yeah. But that's all he can transmute. He can't transmute other shit, just metals. So he can make your fucking armor turn into, like you said, slag. It just fucking discorporates. It melts. I like it. All right, let's create a new character. Let's freaking create a new superhero. Make a chick.
Put a chick in it and make her gay.
Body. I'm going to change the proportions to make her look super heroic. That's good. That's super heroic sized.
Oh, she's fucking tall.
Yeah, she's a superhero. Okay. Let us. They have outfits, so maybe I'll go super heroic. Or you know what? Hold on. Get rid of her clothing altogether. Where is it? What's she wearing here? You got nothing.
Show us the goods, sweetheart. Okay, you keep stripping her. I'll be right back.
All right, sounds good. Legs. There we go. And then the upper part. Nothing. Feet. Can you change her feet shape? Yes. I want to change her feet shape to look like she's wearing like a costume. I don't want her looking barefoot. I think this one does it. Oh, those are fucking hooves. I don't want hooves. That's like zombie. We got a message from somebody. All right, Pox Toxicus created a hero. Let's switch to this. Name, Paul Rivers. Alias, Stalker. Who knows? His friend Amy. Result of being sacrifice of a botched dark ritual. Nice. Okay.
Whoa.
Void walking. The ability to teleport in and between shadowy dark areas. Cool. Void Mancy can manipulate shadows and sounds in darkness to cause terror and confusion. 3. Axe and meat cleaver mastery. Stab, poke, swing, chop, chop. Well known for shutting down organized criminal operations with extreme prejudice, I assume. Weakness. Skin cannot be exposed directly to light to use powers. Oh, so he's got to be in total darkness. I like it. Or near darkness, anyway. That's pretty cool. Right.
Wait, does the total darkness requirement or the near darkness requirement also affect his meat cleaver master?
No, I think just his powers. I would think just his powers.
Turns the lights on and the meat cleavers fall out of his hands. Ah!
Yeah, he becomes a fucking total tard with him. Whoopsie. All right. So here we got a chick.
Gotta give her better hair.
She's got the knuckles. She's a naked.
Better hair.
Yeah, I'll give her better hair, but I wanted to do something with her body. I want to give her a bit of a costume, so to speak. That's a football jersey. What do we get? Ragged shirt. No, I don't want that. I thought there was a superhero.
To your left, just one. Oh. Go down a couple.
That one?
Down and right. What's that?
That is called studded leather chest armor. It's kind of cool, but it doesn't really fit the superhero idea.
So what's to the left of it?
That's like a tack vest.
Oh, the other side.
Oh. That is a studded leather chest piece. It's also a little bit. But you know what? That actually looks a little bit more modern. Quite frankly.
Yeah, like with the shoulder and trap guards there.
Yeah. There is a super. I was sure
the one right in the middle. What's that enormous one?
This one here?
Yeah.
Football jersey.
Oh.
They have one that is superhero themed. I know they do. because they have it for the male phenotype. So elven chess piece isn't bad either, but it still looks a little fantasy.
What are her powers going to be? Do we have that in mind?
I haven't thought about it.
Well, because typically the costume should be built around the powers, right?
Plate bikini, that's kind of cool.
Like if we accidentally dressed her up in all this armor and then decided she's a wizard.
Right, yeah. Starship captain's vest? No. Kind of like the sports bra. That looks pretty cool.
It's versatile, at least.
Electric priest. Oh, here we go. Superhero.
And what's the other long sleeve one next to it?
It says stealth suit chest. That's kind of neat. Yeah, that's also super heroic. All right, let's do her head. Part of me wants to give her one of these.
But
Actually,
can we make hair stick out from under it, or?
That's a good question. Maybe they've got something. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Hold the door. She could be a cat-themed hero.
Fucking furries.
Then there's this. Or this. I don't like that one.
That looks like the king from Kingdom of Heaven.
Yeah.
Ed Norton there.
Hold on. Let's see what we got here. So we got lower face masks. We got full face masks. Nothing that really looks like a superhero's mask.
Well, that's Moon Knighty.
That's kind of Moon Knighty, except it's got a sun symbol or a fireball symbol. I don't like that. Or that. Or that.
But this Hero Forge typically does do more fantasy-based stuff. Like it is.
It really is more fantasy than anything else. Okay, hold on. There's some stuff here under the goggles ones that looks more like a superhero. Like that's not bad. Oh, but she looks like she's wearing a luchador mask underneath. Yeah, that's because I got the luchador mask underneath. There we go. So there's that.
Oh, so you can layer them. Okay.
Yeah. There's different layers. See, I wish they had just a domino mask. That'd be cool. Oh, they do. There we go. Or there's this one. I like this one. All right, let's fix her hair. Her hair looks like shit. That's cool. She's got like hair that's like fire.
It's all right. I mean, again, we don't know what her powers are.
Well, what do you think her powers should be?
I have no idea.
All right, Pi.
Like, we got Pi to create as characters, and now we're just blowing that off and moved on to this.
All right. Okay, hey, Pi. Let's create a female character. Hey, Pi. Using the same format.
Oh, and do we have, like, a genre of character? Like, tank, support?
Create a female character. There we go.
Sure, let's create a powerful female hero. 1, they call me like Psyche 2, but behind the mask, I'm Dr. Maya Patel, a brilliant neuroscientist. 3, nobody knows my secret except my sister Ria, who's also a skilled martial artist and my trusted sidekick.
Cool.
4, my abilities are a result of an experiment that unlocked my latent psychic powers, including telepathy and telekinesis. 5, I'm most famous for stopping villains in their tracks with my mind control abilities.
Cool.
6, but I can also create powerful psychic barriers to protect innocent civilians. 7, and 8, I have honed my martial arts skills to complement my psychic powers. 8. It would spell disaster if the bad guys learned the full extent of my abilities, as they could devise ways to counter my psychic powers and jeopardize my secret identity, introducing Psyche, a formidable female hero who uses her powerful mind and fighting prowess to protect her city from villains and keep its citizens safe.
See, now
So-
Pi kind of cheats on the weakness because Pi always says it spells disaster if the bad guys learned, my secret identity or how powerful I am. I'm like,
I
no,
think
maybe-
she's not understanding that part, and you
Right,
should
right.
probably clarify it for her. Like,
That should
tell
be
her
a
that
weakness.
number 8 should be
Yeah,
like
like
direct
right,
weakness,
it's
like
very narrative,
Superman.
right? I might want to change that prompt to something more along the lines of, my powers are amazing, but
Or it would spell disaster if the bad guys learned my secret weakness is.
yeah. No, that's not bad. I might change it to something along those lines. Something that specifically references weakness. All right, so this is Psyche. We're making a psychic chick. So would a psychic chick have a bald head?
No.
I don't like bald chicks.
No, because she's a martial artist, right? So basically, she's just kind of ripped off Psylocke here, except Psylocke makes psychic weapons instead of psychic shields.
True. And her name's Patel, so she should be Indian.
Mm.
I don't want to.
So we'll just change that.
Yeah.
And we'll call her like Maya Johnson.
Maya Johnson. There you go. It's Maya Johnson. What do you think of that haircut?
You're sharing the wrong screen.
Oh shit! What do you think of that haircut? I don't like
Better.
it. It's better, but I still don't like it.
See, but now we've got to focus. The armor's got to be lighter for a martial artist.
Yeah, you may be right.
Yeah, you need shoulder mobility to do martial arts, so we've got to get the shoulder pauldrons off.
So how about that? I
That's
still
definitely
like
more like
that sports bra though. You know what? I still like that sports bra.
That's great for martial arts, but there's also something a few rows up.
Toga shows her boob.
No, but up and a little like a ways up and to the left. Yeah, stop. Down
It's like a cocktail dress. Oh, this one?
and one more.
Yeah, that's not bad. A little foofy.
A little. It looked cooler on the.
Yeah, the thumbnail looks cooler for sure. Yeah.
Oh, it's not. I mean, I'm thinking of functionality for a combo martial artist psychic.
Her booty's way too small. Hold on, I gotta change that. Thought you could change her booty. Oh yeah, hold on a sec. There is scales. It's under scales. Hold on.
Oh, it does have sliders, eh?
Yeah. Well, is it? Oh.
There's sliders on the right now.
Yeah, but that's for their pose.
Oh,
There's something for body proportions edit. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's make her boobs a bit. Okay. Move it
chest
up.
horizontal.
Yeah, move it up a bit too, so they're kind of perky.
Let them swang.
Body width. No, I don't want her to be thick like that. I thought you could do posture. I thought you could do her butt. Huh. I thought you could go. You know what? I might be thinking of City Heroes where you can go to the butt.
Mm.
All right, let's go back to clothing. I think I'm going to put her in the sports bra.
Sports bra, yeah.
I think that fits. And for her hands, give her some. I don't know. Oh, they're like. Like little thin, like half gloves that only go over one finger. I'm sure I like those.
Ooh, what are these?
Those are pretty good.
Martial artsy finger gloves?
Yeah. Ooh. No, she wouldn't have blades. Just hand wraps. Those are kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah. Are those bigger hand wraps right underneath? Where they go up the wrists?
They go. They actually like it's a plated gauntlet. They call it Mercenary of Saul gauntlets.
Hmm.
That's not bad. They're like knuckled. Oh, you know what? This is probably the best. Near future gloves. They're like fingerless, and they've got like little knuckle protectors there.
They're like UFC gloves.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Or then there's just these, which is like your typical superhero type glove, Monarch's glove. It says there, but I think I like the fingerless gloves because, like you said, she's a martial artist.
Hmm.
All right, so now legs. There's an underleg and there's an overleg. Those are like resounding laughter, motley pants. Track pants.
Oh, she's wearing the tank top. Why not like the TIE fighter shorts?
What are the TIE fighter shorts?
Just to the right there. No, down one.
Those are leg wraps.
Oh, they're wraps. Okay.
Oh, those are good. Wetsuit legs.
Yeah, I was thinking something with just like a tightness to it would be.
Or
mobile.
biker shorts. Wetsuit shorts, I should say. Luchador shorts and knee covers. That's actually not bad for martial arts. That's not bad.
Now she could use a boxing shoe.
Yeah. So feet. Luchador shoes? No. Luchador heeled boots for a lady luchador. There's some it's fucking flippers. Wetsuit boots are good too. Actually, those are great. They fit.
Simple.
Yeah. All right.
But what else we got here? That slider that looks long.
In terms of the feet, oh yeah, you can put lots of different shoes on them. Steel-toed boots. Those aren't bad. Simple heeled leather boots. Clown shoes. Smaller clown shoes. Order of Eternity boots. Moccasins. She's Indian.
What about like a boxing high top?
Boxing high top. See if I can find something like that. That's the bun shoes. No. I've always liked cuff boots. I always thought they looked cool.
They do in the right situation.
Not with the with the little medals on the side there. So. Fucking lacy sandals, ancient fighter boots. What are those? Cogsmith's boots. What the hell that is? Turnshoe boots. Those are kind of cool. Look kind of like martial artist little old traditional boots.
They could.
Lace turn shoes. Those are a little too old fashioned-y. flat over the knee
Way
boots.
too tall.
Yeah.
No, her mobility is gonna.
Oh, how about these ones?
Just give her a gi and some red sparring gloves. Make Fem Ryu.
I don't know who that is.
Ryu. But
Oh,
Fem.
from Ryu. Oh, okay. You mean Chun-Li.
Pox is also about to write up a fat bitch tank whose weakness is cheesecake.
Mine's birthday cake, so I can totally understand. Stealth suit boots. That's pretty cool. Those are kind of neat, but they're not really practical for martial arts. How about this? These reinforced leather boots. Nope. Oh, little unicorn slippers. Yeah, they give you every fucking possible shoe you could want.
Well, I mean, all I wanted was a simple like boxer's high top, and
I don't know if they have a boxer's high top.
yeah, like
I wonder, yeah, I could probably search, couldn't I?
you know, up pushing towards the calf with.
There we go.
That's
These
yeah.
are-
I mean,
These are boxer. Oh, luchador boots. That's the closest.
Oh,
one.
I guess that's about as close as it gets.
All right. Now, let's pose her. Not advanced, just a regular pose. She kicking? Yeah. No. She punching? It's a pretty bad fighter pose if she's punching. How about that's not bad.
Well, she's psychic too, right? Is there like a type of pose, you know?
You can. The cool thing is you can manipulate, their arm placement and stuff like that. So that could be done.
I can work with this if you know how to work the sliders.
She's running. She's shitting. She did. She make her dead. I'm not gonna do that. That's a zombie walk. Okay, so
Yeah, I can manipulate this pretty good if you know how to work those sliders.
yeah, okay. How do you want to do it?
Okay, so she's already in the perfect stance. You just take that front hand facing us and
Yeah.
make her doing this as if she's putting up a barrier, and then bring the other hand to her head. Right, palm forward.
Like this? Yeah,
Right, so yeah, one like this, Craig,
yeah.
and the backhand like this to do her psychic shit.
Okay, 1 sec here.
Yeah, and now bend it.
Right.
All the way, all the way. And can you make that arm straight like she's actually pushing forward physically?
Let's see here.
Elbow. No, that's
Hold on. No, then I just need to move her shoulder here. You want to move her shoulder back then. All right, let's just move her wrist. Hold on. No, your fucking arm's broken. Hold on. That's right.
Elbow's the problem, yeah.
Yeah, elbow twist. We gotta fix that. And I'll just move her shoulder out a bit.
That's it.
Now, what did you say about her other arm?
Bring it up to her head like she's doing some psychic thing.
Got it. Okay, one sec here. There we go. And elbow twist. And then the other tilt.
I think you're going to need to elbow slider left a whole bunch. Yeah.
And then elbow twist up a bit.
But also shoulder bend. More. We're getting close now. We're getting real close to the correct pose.
Let's move her wrist though, so it's like more looks like it's more coming from the front of her head as opposed to the side of her head. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better. And then twist. No.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, cool. Now, let's color her.
Let's her of color.
So she's supposed to be a brown girl. Should we make her brown?
No, we changed that, remember?
Right, she's Myra. What was it?
Maya Johnson?
Maya Johnson, that's it.
Or is that black?
Maya Jones. Maya, how about, I like alliteration, so how about Maya Marcus? Let's make her pale redhead. No, that's too much like Marvel Girl.
Jean Grey.
Yeah. Let's make her brunette. All right, now let's color her.
Oh, can you change her eye color?
I can do that too.
Go for blue.
It's already truffle black. How about this? Oh, that's more like a gray. I don't have anything. That's as dark as her hair gets. You want to make her eyes blue?
Can't you just pick eyes? Yeah.
What do you think of that really tiny pupil?
Perfect. She's psychicking up.
Alrighty. Yeah. Her mask. Her mask is leather. And
wait, it has a third part?
Yeah.
Is that a fourth part? Holy shit.
Yeah, there's as many parts. Yeah, there's quite a few parts. So I can make it purple, yellow, and see?
That's crazy.
I don't like that color scheme though, quite frankly. I like the purple red. That's not so bad, but what do you think?
I think it's a bit much. We got to pick a scheme. You know, like one or two primaries and a tertiary.
Yeah, okay. So, okay, I like the red mask. Let's make the section of this part of her top red. Make that red.
Gloves red.
Kneecaps red. And boots red?
Sure.
No, I want the boot. Well, yeah, maybe. Maybe the laces red.
Laces red is pretty slick. And then you get an opportunity later if you want to change the color of the boots Should gloves be red? Let's just see them red before we.
All right, sure. Well, there are multiple parts. So I can
Okay,
make
what about the big
red or
back
partly red or
Is there like a bulk of the glove, like a base?
yeah, both the top and bottom have a main base.
I'm not mad at it, right? Because you still sort of almost have like a half blank canvas that you can like throw. You can work. There's a lot to work with still.
Oh, sure, absolutely. So we got red as one of the colors. What do you think about? We're gonna make the rest using the cloth type of colors.
But yeah, do you want to go blue?
Blue is very traditional superhero. I don't really want to go yellow because that screams sort of fire powers. But I wouldn't mind white. White's pretty good. Maybe my good old red, white, and black Nazi colors.
It's not the worst.
Right, so
Best dressed army in history. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, Hugo Boss, baby. So let's do white on here and here. 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 I think she needs a utility belt too, quite frankly, because every superhero needs a utility belt. All right.
Between martial arts and psychic powers, does she need a utility belt though?
Well, yeah, because what if she hurts somebody? She needs to give them. She needs to give them first aid or whatever. All right. Now, boots black.
I was gonna say, do you black up the boots?
Yeah, I think so. All right. So we got white, red, and black.
I think we got to make some black on the gloves.
I think so too. Yeah.
The knuckle dustery bits, can those be
well, those black. I was gonna make the top part black.
That works too. Yeah, now they pop. She's showing them to you.
Yeah, exactly. Make that part black, that part black, that part black. You know what? Let's make that red. And those parts white. But we're going to make them metallic white. We're going to give them a white metallic. A moment. Oh, that thumb part needs to be black. Hold on. White.
Yeah, I like this little tool, the Hero Forge. But it's not just a tool, right? You can order these, can't you?
Yeah. You can order these.
And I guess what, they 3D print them? You're just building them.
No, you can order them 3D printed for you, or you can pay for the STL file and 3D print them yourself, which is what I tend to do that. What did they say her name was? Psyche?
Yeah.
I like that. Now, let's put something in her hand. Gear. Hands.
Oh, I thought she was psychicking.
Yeah, she's going to have a magical effect coming out of her hand.
Oh, okay, sweet.
So I can do it. That looks like fire. What are the magical effects that look? She has a psychic. There's her telekinetic hand.
There's some spiraling roundish ones up there that aren't fire. Like one of that's the one you showed down some. Those two underneath there, like what do they look like when you actually put them up?
Called a frost vortex. That's called flame vortex. I kind of like. Let's see what we got.
For all the things they didn't take hard light construct into.
Smoke orb. That's kind of neat. Acid spray. Ethereal hand. Oh, that's more like a. That's more like
yeah.
That's more like a force field. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we can color that too.
Can you color it translucent?
Yeah, so magical effects, you can do lots of shit with them. And then we can make part of it purple. See that's kind of neat.
Pretty good.
But based on the direction, though, I think it should be lowered.
Well, we just have to shoulder down.
Yeah.
Or hand tilted.
Oh, yeah, it's
shoulder down and hand tilted back.
Oh, that's good. Actually, that's
Put it even farther down and then tip her wrist back.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Let's see how her wrist is posed right now. Hold on a second. I'm going to twist it a little bit. That way and that way. There we go. She's made herself a magic shield right in front of her, using her psychic powers as she presses on her temples. So yeah, what was her name again? Psyche.
Hero.
Say. Yeah, so that's Psyche. Not bad at creating superheroes, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, I'll show you another one I made. I think I saved him. One sec here. Oh, I might not have saved him. I thought I did. Yeah, there he is. This was the NPC that they were interacting with. Named Silver Star.
Is Colossus, but for reals.
He's named Silver Star, and I voiced him like J.K. Simmons. Yeah, he's former Air Force. Former Air Force got involved in some sort of he got exposed to some material in a crash, some exotic, strange material in a crash, and it gave him this exoskin, this exodermis.
That mustache and the bald.
Oh, he's an older guy. He's been around. Hey, superheroes can be bald. Professor X was bald. Anyway. Make ephemeru. Just give her a GI and some red sparring gloves. A gi and some sparring gloves.
Yeah.
Give her 80s aerobics gear. Yeah, with they do have leg warmers in that, eh? Yeah, I like Hero Forge. I can play with it for hours, man. I love this.
Oh yeah.
It's a good tool. And I'll show you all the ones that I've made. So hold on. I guess I gotta open them. This is that kid who was playing the stupid superhero last game, the ridiculous superhero. His Deathbringer character's name is Balwin. Come on. Bracken McCracken.
Only show us the ones you've bothered to color, because those are the ones you cared about.
That's true. That's true. When I was doing making characters for El Camino, I came up with this dwarf guy. Brewster Bergdruff is his name. He's got himself some futuristic looking rifle. And his regular street clothes. He's a dwarf, obviously. Got himself a little Glock there in his holster. There's a knife on the end of his fucking gun. Anyway, so yeah, he's a dwarf, sort of like warrior type character for El Camino. Here's a girl called Caramel. Oh no, an elf. His name's Caramel. Oh, you guys ran into Caramel. Actually, he's the one who gave you the shit to keep Pox's dad from rotting.
That's right. That's right.
He's an elf sort of wizard talismonger. I think I might have made your character too. Maybe not. Oh, what I was really getting into, I wanted to run a game of Cthulhu, Pulp Cthulhu. I made a bunch of like investigators. So there's this guy. Yeah. It's like a professor, Dr. Devin. What was his name? Dr. Devin Daniels. Oh yeah, because I like the alliteration. Elliot Engelbaum. He's a student with a cricket bat and a flashlight. Because when you're an investigators in the Call of Cthulhu game, you're just regular schmoes. You don't necessarily have anything other than what's in the trunk of your car. So he has a cricket bat in the trunk of his car.
I really never understood Call of Cthulhu. I know. Let's play a game where we're literally nobody and we always go mad and everybody dies.
That's that's a characterization of it for sure, but I wouldn't say that's 100% the game. It tends to happen that way, but you're investigating mysteries. The whole thing is you're investigating mysteries, and it gets scary as things go on because you start to eventually lose your shit. This is Lillian Lancaster. She's a socialite and also another what do you call it? Investigator in my Call of Cthulhu game.
The cultists. We gotta stop the cultists.
That's right. Oh, and then I had this guy. He was like the tough guy.
Yeah, but you can't have every single person in your group have alliterative names.
Why not?
That's just not how real life works.
Well, it's not real life. It's a game.
That's not even how fantasy and games work.
He's just a regular dude. Actually, I think he made him the gardener. He was the gardener.
Fantasy and games have even more rules than reality. And one of those rules is you can't have them all have alliterative names.
Well, these are NPCs I was just creating. They weren't.
Go scroll up a bit though. Wait, no, right there. Calaris Vox.
Calaris Vox. That's my wife's character. Oh no, that wasn't my wife's character. Who was it? Oh, that was I had another game of Deathbringer going with some friends and just never amounted to anything. Calaris Vox is a wizard, like a wizard type character. Kind of a goofy looking face though. Look at that fucking mug. She's got retard face. I didn't color her ears. Hope you guys are having fun with this live stream here. We're just fucking around. There's Psyche. That one's good. Oh, here's another guy I made.
Sinbar Sharif.
Sinbad Sharif.
I love how stereotypical he is.
Oh, I know, right? Well, it's set in like the 50s, right? So there's actually a Cthulhu game called Pulp Cthulhu.
Now, aren't these things in the 30s even? Aren't they that old? Like,
Yeah. Well, you can decide what era you want to play in, but there's a game called Pulp Cthulhu, which is more like it's more heroic in nature. Your characters aren't just like academics. They're, like Tom Strong. They're like, Alan Quartermain type characters, right?
Hmm.
So you have a chance of surviving. It's kind of a neat system. If you have luck points when your character dies, you can spend them all to miraculously survive somehow. So you fall off a cliff to your death, right? But like in a scene, if you spend your luck points at the point where you would have died, then you would come back in another scene at sometime in the future, and you just happen to grab a tree root and you manage to climb your way down to the riverbank below, and eventually it just took you a long time to come back, kind of thing, find you guys again. It's kind of a neat system. What else we got here? Sinbar Sharif. There's this other investigator.
Every single one of them.
Trinity Truesdale. Yeah. She's kind of cute. The green eyes. She's an archaeology student. Anyway, that's my Hero Forge. Hope you all enjoyed that. Oh my God, we're over 2 hours.
Are we?
Yeah, we're at 2 hours and 12 minutes.
It didn't feel.
I didn't get a lot accomplished with the game, but that's okay. We got to talk about it a lot. We got to play around a little bit.
Well, you jotted down some good ideas. Some good
ideas. Thank you, Pox, for the feedback there. I appreciate it. Speaking of which, Pox and Twin, you both have access to this document.
That's right.
You want to download it, and you have access to the character sheets if you wanted to create characters. So you can download them pretty much. Whatever. But at some point, excuse me, I didn't mean to yawn like that. At some point, I want to play it. So if you guys are up for it, I'll run you through an adventure. Maybe you guys can be like a dynamic duo type of thing, or
sure,
you could be something else. It's up to you. Superhero games like RPGs, playing with just two people, not such a bad idea. It's when you're playing like fantasy games where I think you need a party of 3 or 4.
It helps.
It helps, Being a dynamic duo in a superhero context, that makes sense. It's perfectly good. But okay. Folks, I think we're going to call it here. I don't know if I have any jokes. Do you have a joke for us tonight?
No.
I'm trying to think if I've got one. Fuck, I don't. Sorry, folks. I gotta prepare for jokes. I should always have one in the fucking chamber, ready to go.
I know. That's
okay. You know what? Why don't we just call it there, folks? It's been nice hanging out with you. I appreciate all your interactions. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, please feel free to like and subscribe and all that kind of thing. I'm gonna close out here. Just stick around for the intro or the outro. Spent a lot of money on it.